wake up and your phone buzzes. A notification from the bank. $10,000. Again, your pulse spikes. You check the ledger. 10 grand more. Same as yesterday. Same as the day before. You test it. Transfer a few hundred. It clears. You smile, incredulous. This is not an error. This is not a dream. Breakfast tastes like possibility. You make a list in the margins of a napkin. Rent paid. Student loans gone. That trip that never happened. Mercy at last. But the first victory is small and very quiet. You hide the balance at the top of your screen. No one needs to see this yet. You lie to yourself and call it luck. Luck feels delicious. Cinematic beat. Quiet. The city outside keeps its ordinary noise. You are the only one inside who knows the ledger sings to you in tens and tens and tens. A week in, you stop calling it luck. It becomes routine. You wake, check, 10,000, exhale. You map out uses. Smart, merciful, dangerous. Pay off the debts that shadow your name. Upgrade your apartment. Buy the car you swore you wouldn't. You tell yourself about responsible allocation, emergency fund, investments, a small charity donation. You also buy things you said you never would. Spontaneous flights, a laughably expensive dinner, a watch that hums wealth into your wrist. You feel entitled and ashamed in the same breath. Friends notice. Subtle at first. Dinner turns to questions. Where did the money come from? You deflect. You smile. You say vague things about a side hustle, a late inheritance. Curiosity becomes interest. Interest becomes expectation. You teach yourself to be nonchalant about a life most people only dream of. But the ledger keeps growing. The number becomes a constant that reshapes your days. Then someone does the math, and it doesn't add up. A coworker drops a hint. An old neighbor shows up with a casserole. The bank flags unusual activity. Friendly calls from people in suits. Routine security checks. They ask for identity verification. You comply. You think you are invisible because you control the money, but money draws light. Screenshots appear in private messages. Invitations arrive with polite strings attached. A cousin calls, voice thinner than you remember. You get a text. We need to talk. When can you stop by? You start to feel hunted. Predatory. Loved ones become petitioners. You build rules. No loans, no co-signing, no impulse helping of strangers who suddenly call family. But the rules are paper thin against human need. You learn who is a friend and who is a beneficiary. You learn how quickly gratitude wears into expectation. Kindly subscribe to Fiery Grant. Power is subtle. Power is fast. You use money to reorder your life and the lives around you. You fund a startup for a friend. You pay for a sibling's tuition. You save a failing cafe from closing. The gestures feel good. They feel needed. But they also buy things you can't see, leverage, favors, moral debt. People begin to pitch you privacy with compliments and loyalty with strings. You realize how many problems can be preempted by an account number. You become a decision node. Colleagues ask for raises. Ex-lovers ask for second chances. Parents try to rewrite your childhood with new stability. You start to test influence like a new muscle. Where you once would have said no, you now weigh how much money can fix the deeper wound. Sometimes it does. Often, it does not. Money smooths edges, but never erases ache. The ledger becomes a mirror. Money reveals what you are willing to exchange for peace. You lie awake calculating taxes and trust structures, legal shields, shell companies. You talk to lawyers. You open accounts with names you barely recall. The complexity comforts you and confuses you in equal measure. Rumors flourish. Someone whispers that your money is a trap. Someone jokes about curses. You laugh it off until the laughter curdles. A lover asks about the origin. A friend stops answering your calls. You begin to suspect motive behind every smile. You stop bringing your phone to the table. You start answering texts late, then later still. You hire people to manage the noise. An accountant, a security consultant, a friend designated to screen callers. They protect you from papers and from your own generosity. But they cannot protect you from betrayal, seated long before the first 10 grand arrived. Questions press in like tide. Is this gift? A test? A punishment? You investigate. You open a case with the bank. They offer no explanation. You hire a private investigator. He brings theories and bills. Theories land like pebbles. Money laundering, dark money, a dangerously generous, anonymous backer. You imagine consequences, legal repercussions, blackmail, debt collectors of a different kind, those who know your weakness. You consider your options, stop it, return the money, use it, spend it, distribute it, expose it to the press, use it to build something bulletproof, an institution, a foundation, a trust that diverts attention. Each path costs something you cannot price: privacy, relationships, your sense of self. You choose. Maybe you automate a portion to vetted causes and funnel the rest into a trust with iron rules. Maybe you blow up your old life, relocate, and become someone new in a place that doesn't carry your past. Maybe you return it. Maybe you donate everything and sleep easier for a night. Whatever you choose, consequences ripple outward. You cut ties that were shackles and salvage ones that were real. The people who stayed are clearer now. The ones who left remind you what you wanted before money reshaped you. You find surprising courage and restraint. Not everything can or should be fixed with a transfer. You learn that wealth amplifies who you already are. If you were generous before, you become magnified generosity. If you were hungry to prove yourself, money feeds that hunger until you are uncomfortable in your own skin. In the quiet after your choice, you open the bank app. The number stares back, familiar, monstrous, ordinary. 10,000 today, 10,000 tomorrow. You breathe and decide your limit. You set boundaries like an architecture of water, channels, and levees. Money is a tool, you tell yourself, but it is also mirror and magnet. You will wield it. You will not let it own you. Final beat. Outside, the city is still loud. Inside, you close the app. You walk out the door. You carry a key and a conscience. You do not know how long the daily 10,000 will last. You do know what it does to the people you love and the person looking back at you in the mirror. That knowledge is heavy. It is also, finally, yours. Kindly subscribe after watching. You all welcome.